The most dangerous idol isn't money, it's your image. Why does disrespect hurt so much? Why do we replay one comment in our head for days? Why are we afraid to speak? Afraid to make mistakes? Afraid to look foolish? Maybe it's not because people are cruel. Maybe it's because we are protecting something. An image. 1. The hidden idol. We think idolatry is about money, or fame, or power. But there is a more subtle idol. Your reputation. The version of you that must look intelligent, calm, strong, unbothered, respected. You don't speak, not because you have nothing to say, but because you can't afford to look wrong. You don't respond to disrespect, not because you're peaceful, but because you're protecting your brand. And when someone attacks you publicly, it feels like a personal violation. But what exactly was attacked? Your soul? Or your image? 2. Why it hurts so much today. This generation lives under constant observation. Social media turned identity into performance. You are always being evaluated, always being compared, always being measured. So we build a strong version of ourselves. We become careful, controlled, reserved. But inside, we are fragile. Because when your peace depends on how others see you, you will never be at peace. Today they clap, tomorrow they criticize, and you will rise and fall with them. 3. Look at Jesus. Look at Jesus Christ. He was mocked, spit on, publicly humiliated, crucified. Did he defend his image? Did he argue to protect his reputation? No. Because he wasn't living for image. He was living for obedience. If your identity comes from God, people can insult you, but they cannot destroy you. If your identity comes from people, one comment can ruin your week. 4. The real question. Here is the uncomfortable truth. We say we worship God, but we fear people more than God. We fear being embarrassed, being rejected, being misunderstood, more than we fear being prideful, being dishonest, being disobedient. If someone insults you, you lose sleep. But if you fall short spiritually, do you react the same way? That reveals what you truly worship. 5. Freedom. What if your image doesn't need protection? What if your reputation isn't your savior? What if your peace comes from knowing, if I am aligned with God, I am okay? Not because people respect you, not because people understand you, not because you look impressive, but because your standard is vertical, not horizontal. When your only fear is losing alignment with God, human disrespect loses its power. Therefore, the most dangerous idol isn't money. It's the version of yourself you're trying to protect. And maybe the reason you're exhausted is because you're guarding something that was never meant to be worshipped. So tonight ask yourself, if someone misunderstood me, if someone insulted me, if someone walked away from me, or does my image define me? Because the moment your identity is rooted in God, you become unshakable.